During a season that is often spent at the ballpark, a trip down memory lane. Newcomers to the Twin Cities may be surprised at the sports history buried beneath these streets, but that's where Stew Thornley steps in. I talked with the baseball expert about his new book, peeling back the curtain on Minnesota's deep connection to America's pastime.
Thank you, Stu, for having some time to talk with us about your book. Let's just get into the history of baseball fields here in the Twin Cities. Target Field, a beautiful, modern baseball stadium. But in your book, we learn right off the bat, the first baseball fields were literally just fields here in the Twin Cities. What were those early days like?
Baseball was a pastoral game, and in its early years, it was just played on empty lots, wherever you could get enough room to do things, no kind of structure around it. And this goes back in Minnesota to the 1850s. And the stadiums themselves started becoming a little bit more elaborate, in part to have fences up just to separate people, to make sure that they would pay to get into the games. And as baseball, as we got into the professional game in the Twin Cities in about the 1800s, and then we started seeing some actual structures. They weren't real fancy, none of the amenities that we have now, but we have the historic ballparks in the Twin Cities would be Nicollet Park in Minneapolis, Lexington Park in St. Paul, which were both up for 60 years. They were crammed, dingy little places, but they were places that people loved, that had character, that had a lot of history in them. They were built into city blocks where they could be wedged in. And now going to, whether it's CHS Field in St. Paul or even Siebert Field, University of Minnesota Target Field, a lot of luxury and a lot of things that are nice about it, but not really that same of charm or rusticness that made some of those old ballparks memorable.
You hear a lot about Wrigley Field, how it was just in the neighborhood, and looking at some of the pictures in your books, that's the sense I got from seeing those ballparks from the late 1800s and early 1900s. Can you speak to that connection that these individual fields kind of had to the area where they were built?
Because they had to be built where there was space, they weren't able to, say, move city blocks out of the way as was done sometimes now, or have the clout that teams in the sports have to be able to build a stadium as they want. And that led to some of the quirks in it. Nicollet Park in Minneapolis, its home plate was down by 31st Street in Blaisdell, and there wasn't a lot of room to Nicollet Avenue. And that's why the distance down the foul line there was 279 feet. And it was a place for the great left-handed hitters could thrive. One of them was Ted Williams, who played his last season in the minor leagues in Minneapolis in 1938. He won the Triple Crown. St. Paul had a little bit more room over off Lexington Parkway, and for many years they had a distant trip to the right field fence. So it was 365 feet down the foul line on top of an embankment. But all of the parks were different.
What was the magnitude of finally having a stadium big enough and on the level necessary to have a Major League Baseball team, Met Stadium specifically?
In the 50s, when Milwaukee got a Major League team, which was the first time in 50 years that there had been a shifting, geographic shifting in the major leagues, then other cities like Kansas City and Minneapolis, St. Paul said, hey, can we get a stadium too? And some other teams started to move, but the Twin Cities didn't have a ballpark that was big enough, even on a temporary basis, to get a team like the St. Louis Browns or the Philadelphia Athletics. So they set their sights on building a stadium that they could use to lure a major league team. And it was Minneapolis business, political, civic interests banding together, selling the revenue bonds to finance the stadium. And they put that in Bloomington because there was a lot of space out there. Prior to the war, or going back 100 years, public transportation was a big factor in where a stadium would be. And it was crammed into a city block. There wasn't areas for parking, but it was fine. After the war, with highways and cars and people fleeing to the suburbs, now we started seeing the stadiums that were going in an area where you could put parking around it. And that's what happened with Metropolitan Stadium, which opened in 1956. It was triple decked. It didn't have the pillars that can block views. It was cantilever construction. it was seen as an outstanding stadium and one that would be worthy of Major League Baseball, although it did take a few more years. So it was used for the Minneapolis Millers minor league team until the Twins came to Minnesota.
Of course, most, I'd say, young adults, baseball fans, they know of the Metrodome. They might have went to a game. They've heard the stories of old Met Stadium. But is there a stadium, a field that flies under the radar over the past 150-plus years that you think baseball fans would love to learn more about? Maybe one of your favorites?
One of the ballparks that's under the radar that I love that's still around, and it's been around for 60 years, is Parade Stadium. This probably has the nicest view, the nicest backdrop of any stadium, the Minneapolis skyline and the Basilica. And town ball is played there. Augsburg University plays there. It's a hidden gem, or just one that people don't think about. And a lot of people have discovered the joy of taking their lawn chairs and going out around the state to some of these charming town ball parks. That we have, but we have one right in Minneapolis, and that's great to go to, and people should check out when games are going to be scheduled. They've had some town ball classics at Parade Stadium. Colleges use it, and over in St. Paul, Tony Stone Field at the Dunning Sports Complex. Those are ones people don't think about, but they're great places to go to games.
You'll find more information on Stew and his book, Historic Ballparks of the Twin Cities, at WCCO.com.